Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. This is Seeking Alexandria. I got a Christmas sweater on. Girl, we are here to do another Double Trouble set, and today's video and tomorrow's video will both be the Patrick Starrr collection. I got asked by one or two people if I was gonna do this, and I was like, I'm not gonna respond because it's a surprise. You guys, I was so excited. Patrick Starrr is one of those things. Let me talk about that while I'm shadowing. That way we can like hang out. So first off, I do want to say I did have the powder, and this was just his setting powder, which is $34. I'm like looking at my receipt. It's $34, and as of right now, I can't say that I think that this is worth the money. I use an Airspun every single day. It's like super cheap. It's like $6.99 for this big old booty container, and I love it. I've used the extra coverage as well as just the regular translucent, and I love it so much. Now, Patrick's powder, what I did notice is that it went on very nice. I just feel like if I'm gonna justify spending $34, which again, that's like a prestige price. MAC is prestige, obviously. He collabed with MAC, which by the way, girl, round of applause, you're a winner, Patrick. I love him so much. Anyways, so I'm a little bit on the powder right now. We'll see kind of how it sets into the face. I have already obviously finished my face makeup and set it, so throughout this video I'm gonna kind of keep checking in on it and see what I think about this. But for the eyeshadow palette, of course, I picked up both palettes. I don't even know where I put the other one. I just like set it down in a random drawer. First off, let's talk about this packaging. It's not overly important because most people discard it. By the way, I don't, but look at how, like, his packaging, and it's like that on every side. Like, I'm obsessed. I opened this box. Hold on, let me show you. I opened a box, okay, and literally, you guys, like, just look at how, like, sparkly and beautiful. And this is just, like, everything that he released, by the way. Like, I'm not even playing. I ordered it all. But what I loved is that I feel like this whole thing is very true to his aesthetic and his, like, I don't want to say brand, but it's very true to who he is. Like, it's very wham and in your face, and at the same time he made a point of incorporating like more wearable things, even in like the lip glosses and liners and that kind of thing, as well as more like intense and fun shades, which of course we're gonna swatch everything in today's video and tomorrow's video. Girl, don't play me. We're gonna do both, and I'm so excited. Okay, so let's go ahead and bust open this Eyeshadow quad. Now I believe, weren't these 32 bucks, I think? Yes, these were $32 for a quad, and this is kind of what you get. It just says Patrick Starrr across the front. My first issue is that for 32 bucks, I'm like, girl, you should have some kind of a mirror, because $32 is not cheap. I do appreciate the packaging. It's beautiful, but it is just plastic, and it has like a little magnetic-y kind of closure right there. Again, nothing too amazing, nothing setting the world on fire. And from what I understand, I believe that 1 or 2 shades out of every palette is heat created or something like that. I think so. I don't know, but basically 1 or 2 shades out of every one of these is new, and then the other ones are already existing matte colors. So you know, you can kind of, if you love the shades that he created, then that's fine. If you don't, then that's fine too. You can get them at MAC. But for 32 bucks, I was at first a little underwhelmed. Again, not gonna lie, I'm like, $32, girl. Now MAC is an iconic brand, and these are, how much are these pods? Girl, I need my phone. I gotta do math and stuff. Why you gotta make me do math? So these are 0.0475 a piece, which is about 0.05. They look bigger than that, so I'm wondering if that math is off. It says total pods is 0.19 ounces, which is, yeah, because 0.05 would be 0.2. So yeah, okay, so these are actually a little bit smaller than like a standard Urban Decay shadow. And again, at a $32 price point, they equal, I think, 8 bucks a piece, right? 8 and 8 is 16. Yeah, 32. So you're paying 8 bucks for these colors. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna swatch them. I'm starting with this guy. Obviously, he's my all over lid shade. Wow, okay, so they are very creamy. And you know, I think that there's something to note here too, because MAC is an iconic brand. So like, they're one of those, they don't have to justify price point to me. They don't have to justify anything to somebody like me, because they're known. They're like, girl, don't play me. Like, we are a known person. Who are you? Who are you to say we charge too much? Like, they're that kind of iconic. They've been around for so long. Now, this is a super like everyday, like just but like the kind of palette that you're like, I'm traveling, boom, you grab this palette. You literally work the colors, like this is all over, this is crease, this is outer to inner, like outer V into the crease a little bit, and then this is lid. Like it's super typical, even for my aesthetic. This is my like go-to aesthetic. Even when I'm in a hurry, I'm like, gotta go. So the real test for these will be obviously, are they blendable? Are they good? They're MAC shadow. So I have a feeling the quality is going to be fabulous because that's what MAC does, is fabulous things. All the fabulous things. So now let's say, hypothetically speaking, I didn't know where my brushes were and I needed to prime and set my eyelids. Let's just throw it all out there. Let's just throw all of our secrets out there. You guys, my brows today, like they started out, and I'm not exaggerating, half this size. Before I knew it, boop, boop, boop. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually I like the shape. I just don't know that I love like how thick they got in the, I don't know. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. It's Patrick Starrr. He's all about like doing you. So girl, I'm doing me and these brows are doing me. We're having all kinds of a doing fest. Dirty. All right, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. This is the Eden one. It actually looks a lot like concealer. I really, really like this lately. I actually found this in like my big caddy that I put my camera on top of. I said this a few weeks ago in a video. I was like, you guys, I went through and I'm just like pulling out a bunch of old makeup that I used to love that I haven't used because I've been trying out so much new stuff. And this was in there and I'm like, you know what? Do you know how expensive these primer potions are? Like, girl, I'm not about ready to waste it. I'm not rich. I don't get this stuff in PR. I'm gonna use it. And I've been using it and I love it. And it seriously does give the look of concealer on the lid. So if you're the type of person that you really want that concealed look, but you like your eyelid like mine can't work with concealer. Like I have tried, everyone's like, try the MAC soft ochre paint pot. Tried it, doesn't work for eyelid primer. I tried the NARS pot thing, didn't work. Like I have, nothing I have ever tried works for concealer on my eyelids, but this gives the same effect of concealer, but it primes. It's like an actual eyelid primer. It is so good. Like I tried it the first time after I had found it in my caddy for so long, and I was like, why did I ever let you go? Like I love you. Be my friend again, please. All right, and now we're just gonna go in with that lightest shade and put that on our lid, dust it all over, see what we like, see if we like it, see if it works. And I also want to point out too, like this is an all over lid shade for me. This is not an all over lid shade for everyone. I was a little bit frustrated because I'm all about like skin palettes and things like that that keep different skin tones and undertones and stuff like that in check, because I feel like, you know, my skin tone isn't the only skin tone. Your skin tone is not the only color that skin is, you know? And so I get frustrated when people like recommend palettes based on like, oh, it has a great all over lid color. And I'm like, for who? Like, for you? Because if your skin tone is deep, it doesn't have an all over lid color for me. It has an all over lid color for you. So if you are of the pasty persuasion, or you just like a really like lighter colored matte eye, this is a good base because it's actually fluffing on beautifully. Look at that. I thought I'd like bring you in. How sweet of me. So you guys, that did go over very nicely on the lid. Very nice, very smooth consistency. What else did we expect? I don't know the shade names of these, and like I'm gonna be totally 100 with you. I'm not gonna look them up. Like I'm gonna say this shade, this shade, this shade, or this shade. There's 4 shades, only one's a shimmer, and if you can't keep up, then honey, you need to go get some more coffee because like it's the day. Want my E60? I want my E40. Girl, don't try to play me and be like, girl, I lost your E40, because I know you would not lose my E40 right when you're about ready to film a video. Don't play me, Sigma. Where's my E40? Is it on the floor? Because it's been known to be on the floor before. Well, it's not down there. It's not over here. It's not over here. It's nowhere. It's nowhere, guys. Oh, well, there went that. Whatever that was. Goodbye. Peace be the journey. Cool runnings. Oh, there's a cord in my face. Okay, hi. I found it. I found it. It is my Sigma E40. Is my favorite blending brush currently. Now we're gonna start working this light guy right here into the shade, into the crease. And we're just gonna see. There's a little kick in pan. Oh God, oh God, oh God, everything's falling. Why? You mean you can't stack up all the shiny, slippery products on a hill and expect them to stay put and not slide down? Annoying. Okay, so let's talk for a second. Paige loves Patrick Starrr. Like, it's my dream for Patrick Starrr to be like, hey, I want to help out and like help grow a smaller YouTube channel. And then I want him to, I don't want him to come to me because there's barely room in this room for me to sit down, but I want to go to him or something to that effect. And I want him to love me forever. And I want him to teach me how to do makeup the right way because I feel like I don't know anything. And him and I have like the same skin type and I think he could like really help me. So that's my first dream. Patrick Starrr. Come on. Invite me over, love on me long time. I just love like his philosophy and the way that he thinks. It's funny because I've always said, like since I started getting into makeup, I have always said that I believe makeup is the universal equalizer. And what I've always meant by that is like as someone that's sick and has a ton of health issues, like I'm the type of person that I always felt like I wasn't equal to other people because I'm sick and they're not. They can do things and I can't. And I always felt like you could look at me and tell. And so when I started wearing makeup, it made me feel equal to everyone else. Like all of a sudden, I could, you know, I could manipulate the shades on my face, the colors, the acne, the petechia, the, you know, the bloodshot. Like I could alter my appearance and I could be equal and like, you know, make myself feel equal. And again, it's not like I know I'm equal. It was something, it was a big emotional thing for me that really bothered me because when you're sick and you go somewhere and everyone always tells you like, oh, you're not feeling good today? Like, oh, your tumor's acting up. Like, no one wants to talk to you. They just want to tell you how you're feeling. It's really great. Thank you. But anyways, and I know sometimes it comes from a good place. Sometimes it just comes from like, oh, I want to be nosy. You know what I mean? It's just annoying. Anyways, so one of the things that I loved is when I first saw his channel, which PS wasn't until about 4 months ago, I had never seen a Patrick Starrr video. I know. We both take a collective together because I thought the same thing. But I seriously fell in love with him and he said makeup is a one size fits all and I just, oh, I love that so much because it's so true. Like makeup is for everyone, it's for every size, it's for every color, it's for everything and I love it. And honestly now they make makeup that's so affordable that it's even for like every budget, which is even better. Because it used to be like when I was younger, there was like one price and if you couldn't afford it, then you weren't getting it. And so now it's like, I don't know. I love how far the beauty industry has come. Okay, so that brown is life. I don't know if you were aware, but if you're trying to breathe and you're like, I can't breathe, I don't have enough oxygen. No, you don't need an oxygen. Oh, I just dropped everything and ruined my joke. That's so rude. You don't need oxygen. You just need this brown because it will give you life. See, after everything fell on the floor, it really ruined my joke. All right, we're gonna go in with the next shade, that darker brown, and we're just gonna kind of stamp it on the outer V right here. Keep it as outer as we can while still kind of fluffing it right here. It was a really good makeup instruction, wasn't it? We're gonna keep it here, but we're gonna move it, but we're gonna fluff it a little, right? Did you follow that? Okay, great. Guys, this is why I don't expect people to like me. P.S. I'm also gonna concentrate on keeping both of these Patrick Starrr videos. I don't know, Paige, maybe if you quit drinking. Just kidding, I don't drink, but I'm gonna concentrate on keeping both of these two for his collection shorter because I feel like you guys need a shorter video because my last two were ridiculously long. And I know what you're thinking, by the way. Paige, you could just edit them down and make them shorter. Okay, I could, but like I'd have to crop out the essence of Paige and like the essence of me is kind of the whole video, so that's no good. You guys, I have a nail appointment in like very soon and that sounds good. In like very soon. Like I might not swatch the lipsticks until the next video, which means you gotta come back for part 2. Ooh, yeah. Which to be fair, most of you would anyways. P.S. I'm gonna go in first with this shimmery shade on just my finger. Tap it off, see what we get. But anyways, I have a nail appointment and I don't know how this happens. I was literally up at like 6 o'clock today, 6 a.m. And somehow I'm still running late. Like, how does this happen? Well, today it happened because I had a back spasm, so like I know how this one happened, but still, annoying. Okay, I feel like this would perform a lot better if it was wet, so let's do that. Dirty. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna spray. Ooh, girl. I left my fan going. Oh my god, I just realized, if you can hear it in the video, I'm sorry. I was having a hot flash from the actual doors of hell earlier. Like, it's like, I live in Michigan, right? So it's like freaking negative nipple outside, and I went ahead and shut the heat off to the entire house. Like, I shut the heat off, and then I turned my fan on because I was seriously sweating. And I know what you're thinking. Paige, you could have taken your sweater off. I'm sorry, it's a Rugrat Christmas sweater, so no, I couldn't have. Okay, so that is a lot better, but you do get a lot more fallout, so whoopsie daisies, whoopsie daisy, come on, whoopsie daisy, whoopsie daisy. Oh yeah, definitely using them wet. Oh god, that looks gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it when it looks gorgeous. Ooh. P.S. Does anybody else make that face when they're, like, I feel like I'm the only one. When I'm putting on eyeshadow, you guys, I look like an idiot. Like, without fail, I look like, every time. Every time. Like, right there. Like, no, Paige, that's not cute. Stop it. Alright, so for the lower lash line, by the way, that's where we're at right now. I keep forgetting to tell you. Lower lash line, I'm going to take that lighter brown shade, and I'm going to run it lower lash line, but I don't want this to look perfect. I want it to look a little bit, not disheveled, but like a little like, oh, like I was in a hurry. I want it to have that kind of look to it, because I'm going to run the darker closer to the lash line, and I want the two to look a little rugged and handsome together. I don't make any sense half the time, you know what? Alright guys, so this is where the eyes are at right now. I'm going to add some brow bone highlight, the liner, and some mascara, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so this is the finished look, but here's the one catch. I have to leave, and then I'm going to come back and do final thoughts. So if when I come back, you're like, why do you look different? Why do you look a little bit worn in? That is why. P.S. on my lips, I went in with the Mama Star lipstick and a little bit of the gloss on top. We'll talk about all that when I get back, but I just wanted you guys to see the finished look before I add glasses and totally ruin it. So I will be right back, and oh, P.S. also, this is my Rugrats Christmas sweater. Like, do we live a little bit? Because I do. I'll be right back, you guys. Alright guys, so I'm not even gonna lie and tell you that it's been only a couple hours. It has been, well, let me put it this way. It's almost midnight in my world. I have had the longest, most ridiculous, like, pre-Christmas day ever. I did some vlogging for you guys. Again, you'll see that later. And I have some thoughts, and I was going to come back on here and, like, swatch some things and talk about the lipsticks, but I think I would rather talk about this Patrick Starrr powder. Now, I used this today, and the one thing I noticed is that my face did not stay nearly as matte as it normally does with this powder. I think that it smoothed over the face beautifully, and I think that, okay, here's how I did this. I put it on this morning. Obviously, I used it to set my foundation, blah, 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 right? No big deal. So I went out my day. Can't tell that I've been awake for 45 years. Anyways, I went about my day. And I came back, like we stopped back at the house before we left again, and I noticed that my nose was like really oily, and I'm like, oh, like it can't be that bad. And I did like one of these, and literally it was caked with oil, and I'm like, wow, you know. So I came in my room and I looked at my face, and it wasn't just my nose. Like, my nose even right now is so caked with oil, but my whole face was really oily. So I went ahead and I did like a tiny little dusting, like, you know, I went over my face and like soaked up some of the oil with a tissue, and then I went in with some powder and like remattified, and we're good to go. So now it's only been a couple hours after that, and I'm still really oily all over again. And I know that you reach a point where like your foundation has had enough, or like your this has had enough, and I know that, but like I feel like whenever I use my Coty Airspun, I don't typically become this oily for probably 6 to 7 hours. And today it set in after like 4-ish hours, 4 to 5 hours. And I think what bothers me the most is that I feel like this powder doesn't do much in the way of like soaking and like mattifying from an oil perspective. I think it smooths over the face beautiful. I just don't think that it has much in the way of longevity. So that's something that I did want to mention to you guys. I do think it has its place. I just don't know if this is something that I would use like all over my face for mattification. But with all of that being said, I think that that might make it a little bit more friendly for someone with combination or even dry skin. I know that when you have dry skin, again, I'm not too familiar with it because, girl, I don't have dry skin. I have oil slick all over my face. I have fry egg face. That's what I have. But I think that with all of those properties that this has, I think it would be a lot more friendly for other skin types, which is great because oily is not the only skin type. The one thing that I did notice about this palette, and I can't remember if I mentioned it in the first part or not, this brown shade right here was a little bit like chalky, like to the touch. It didn't feel as smooth as I would hope. I don't know if there's just like, because I mean it swatches beautifully. I mean it's beautiful color. It went on really nice, beautiful. But I just feel like it's not as creamy and as smooth as what I would expect, especially if a palette is $32, making that one shade $8, right? 16, yeah. I did that in the first one. I'm like 8 and 8, 16, 16, yeah, okay, $8. So if that one shade is 18, I expect not only a nice amount of product, I expect a good product and a smooth, creamy product. I know that the way that it feels, excuse you, on the hand isn't everything, but that is something that I noticed, especially when like this light brown right here was ridiculously creamy, and I feel like it didn't have that same like scratchy, chalky feel to it. The one that I used to set my lid was like the softest. I love that shade, oh, so much. It was the perfect all over lid shade, again, for my complexion, not for every complexion. And I liked the shimmer shade. The shimmer shade, I was like, oh, don't get me wrong, can you see it? Is it beautiful? Yes. I wanted it to be a little bit more popping for what you got in this palette because it is the only one. So I'm like, okay, should it be like middle of the road? No. Like I feel like if you're going to put one shimmer in a palette, like girl, it needs to be a statement shimmer. But with that being said, was I able to like build it and make it work for my eye look, which you guys, you saw a long time ago. Right now it does not look good. That's why it's hidden behind glasses. But I think that it's a beautiful little palette. I think I struggle, especially with no mirror. I struggle with paying $32 for this. I don't know if this is something I would recommend. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. I can say that they blended beautiful, they look gorgeous, and as like a super easy go-to, like run-of-the-mill, quick, easy, you don't have to think about it eye look, this is a good palette. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave that. It is good. It's quality shadows. MAC products obviously are good or no one would care about them anymore. So we are going to go over the rest of the products in tomorrow's video. I just wanted to stop back on here, talk to you guys about the powder, talk to you guys about the eyeshadow and the liquid lips, or the, no, not liquid, the lipstick and the lip gloss. There we go. You guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I can't wait to see you for part 2 tomorrow, and we're going to keep obviously going through this stuff. I hope that you're loving this series. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will see you guys all. See, I think even on camera right now, I still think my face looks pretty good for like 12 hours, 15 hours. I think it looks pretty good. I have like some weird acne thing going on down here that we're not a fan of, but like as far as the face, oh my god, my hair. You guys, I'm a hot mess, but I got so many compliments on my freaking Rugrats sweater. Like, literally, I've had so many people, they're like, oh my god, I love your sweater. I'm like, people that understand my 90s life. Oh my god, it's so exciting. Okay, one's like, oh my god, that has Reptar on it. And I was like, you're my best friend. Okay, I'm gonna get going, you guys. I hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Do, 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 do. Nope, not Jeffree Star. God, every time. Patrick Starrr. Woo woo. Part 1, part 2 is coming tomorrow. Do do. Bomb bomb. I'ma go take a shower because I'm nasty AF. Ooh.